Hello, everyone. We have Stephanie Kroon with us today, and this is just such a hot topic, and we are really excited to talk to her today about what is in your bathroom, laundry room, kitchen that might be harming you, and you may or may not be surprised. So, uh, first, we are going to put my feet. Now, thank God I got a pedicure last week, but we won't talk about the hairy legs. No,
Don't do that.
don't look too close. We are going to, and I'm going to have to. Yes, it's winter. So we're going to have to. I'm going to put the laptop is almost upside down so you can see my feet. Obviously, it won't stay that way. We just want to see it's the ionic foot bath, and it shows you how much toxins you have. You tell it.
Yeah,
In
so
your
there's a microcurrent that stimulates the lymphatic system, and we actually have more pores in the bottom of our feet than anywhere else. And so it stimulates the body to start releasing toxins. So it's just another tool that we can utilize to help promote detoxification. It's one of them that I use in my practice. I absolutely love this. And the coolest part is that it's so telling. You'll get to see the progress as we go by, and the water turns.
I'm being so vulnerable. This is going to be so embarrassing.
And every single person gets dirty water.
Phew.
And every single person goes, "What does that mean? What does that mean? What is that? What is that?"
Are you going to
And
tell?
so I'll tell. Well,
Oh, you're not going to tell everyone, are you?
well,
Oh, shoot. I didn't sign up for this. I did not sign up for this.
It's
Okay.
great. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Turn the
and
machine on.
obviously we're not going to have you staring at my dirty feet the whole time. We're going to be talking about the toxins, and we'll kind of go back and forth. So,
And I was trying to let me show this. It's just this little box, right? And it has these probes. And so the current small, you won't even feel anything. Some people actually, yeah, right? Get ready for
that would be
that.
embarrassing.
Some people actually do feel a little bit of a tingle, and I always think that's really interesting because some people feel it and some people feel nothing. And then usually if there's a little tingle, it's almost like you get little tingles on your calf and on the front of your leg. It doesn't feel like anything. And it's just a way that we know that your lymphatic system is being stimulated. It's really great. And then it usually goes away. So this is what we're going to start.
Julie.
Show the clean water. You need
Oh,
to know that
okay.
it's
Yeah, you
clean.
need to know. Well,
It's a little bit
I don't
So
think they
we're gonna
can
put it in.
see it yet. Let's see.
Move this way. Oh, your
What?
screen just went away.
What? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, shoot. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, shoot. There. Okay. I'm still not there. Come on, come on. This okay. So, um, did I freeze? Can you guys see this?
No, you're good. We can hear you too.
Okay, okay, great.
We just can't.
So, can you see the foot bath, Miranda?
Yes, but your arm's in the way.
Okay.
Okay, so you might not be able to see this from that far, but you can, Janice, can you start to see the little bubbles right
Mhm.
here? Okay, so now we know the current is being released. And so just during this process, that microcurrent is going to continue to be released and it's going to start stimulating the bottoms of her feet. And then what happens is we're going to see a progression of the water changing. And that's incredibly normal. And the longer we go, the deeper, darker colors that we start to see. And from that,
I feel a tingle.
Yeah.
So I feel a tingle more in the foot that's closer to
to the current.
the current.
Okay, let me move
Is
it.
that
this way.
normal? I don't want to be abnormal. It's
There
already
is-
getting dirty.
There is no normal. There is no normal. So you'll love to utilize this tool, like I just said, just to help stimulate.
Come on in, you're the main, you're the main. I'm just in the background. So I'm Janice Jakes, the owner of the Fitness Fest Conference and Expo, and I'm your host for these weekly Zoom series streaming it onto Facebook. We also have one going on this Friday, but I'll talk about that at the end. So this is my good friend Stephanie Kroon. We've got it. I'll read her little bio, but Stephanie and I have a great history. I think we've known each other for 20 years.
Yeah, I was
maybe.
just thinking probably like 17.
We used to work
Yeah.
together at Fitness Forum in Chandler. She's been a presenter at Fitness Fest for many, many years and worked on the Native American projects with us. And anytime I personally or my daughters need advice, we don't call no stinking doctor. We call Stephanie. So just holistic health. And so her bio is Stephanie Kroon is a functional nutrition practitioner dedicated to the root cause of an individual's conditions with a passion for the foundation of health and underlying imbalances contributing to the health challenges. Stephanie provides personalized guidance that empowers individuals to achieve lasting wellness through natural approaches. Stephanie's practice, Restorative Health and Nutrition, specializes in gut health, mineral balancing, and detoxification. Stephanie integrates nutritional strategies with lifestyle modifications to address the whole person and their needs. And I think so many of us, this is what we believe, right? It's the Western medicine kind of, we're preaching to the choir probably here. She promotes and educates on a low tox philosophy that supports the body's innate ability to heal. Stephanie has extensive practice experience in working with clients who have struggled to find solutions through conventional methods and offers a holistic approach to health and helps individuals feel energized and vital again. So, and we'll talk about your course that's coming up too at the end. So don't let me forget. So, anything else you want to say about yourself or?
Yeah. So I just really, what's the why behind this? I feel like over the years, I've progressed in what I've been able to offer people. I bring tools like the foot detox, and I love people to have the ability to detoxify their body on their own, because our bodies are made to do that, but we need to sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, because we live in a very toxic world, more than what you probably even understand. And when we can support the organs, because we're made to detox, our liver is made to do that, our kidneys are there to do that. But when the toxic burden is so big, we do need to utilize and bring in some extra tools to be able to facilitate that detoxification. And so this has been one of the tools that I brought in the last couple of years, and there's many more that we can utilize. And my passion and desire is to bring that to people so that each one of you can be empowered to go and do these things on your own. But that's where education comes in. We've got to be educated about what our environment looks like so that we can make those changes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Why don't we have you? Are you close enough? Because I don't really need to be the main attraction here. So I'm going to move the foot bath a little bit and let Stephanie step in here, and let's talk about which room do you want to go in first? The kitchen, the bathroom, the laundry room?
Oh, they're all so big. We can go in the kitchen.
Okay,
That's
let's go in the
one
kitchen.
We probably spend the most time in. So when we're looking at the kitchen, obviously we're going to go food. And so I love to go into products that we're using on an everyday food wise, or products that we're using multiple times a week, and just doing upgrades to all of those things. So that can start with something as small as peanut butter, and making sure that we're not using any hydrogenated oils, making sure that there's literally only 2 ingredients. Because here's the facts, you guys. The peanut butter that we grew up on and the food that we grew up on is not the same as it used to be. Yeah. And so it's different today. So a lot of times, we can say, well, I ate Jiffy as a kid and I ate Skippy as a kid.
Just fine.
And I'm just fine. And that's true. However, our kids today are not eating that same Jiffy, and they're not eating the same Skippy. So we need to take an educated approach to reading our labels, and to be educated about what can cause the inflammation, what can cause the toxic burden on the body, and be able to upgrade those things and move them out.
Upgrade is one of Stephanie's favorite words, and it's so true. It's just a little upgrade, a little bit better, not a big everything all at once, and just small changes. And of course, reading the front of the label, but the front of the Skippy peanut jar is like all natural or whatever it says. Is
natural.
I think we all know that's not what we're talking about. That's not what Stephanie's talking about. It's every single ingredient. And I know that I actually have on my fridge that you printed out for us at one of the events of all the oils, which ones are good and which ones are not.
Yes.
What you want to just speak about that?
I like to give all of my clients, I made just a little cheat sheet, right? A PDF that says, here's your good and here's your bad. And here's the thing, there really is a handful of good. And so just stay in those. And that's grass-fed butter, that's ghee, that's coconut oil, that's avocado oil, and it's extra virgin olive oil. The end. And staying there in that space, and anything else outside of that is going to be more of omega-6 and inflammatory oil. And especially when we're talking about any type of inflammation, whether it be it's neuroinflammation, it's heart disease, it's inflammation of the joints, it doesn't matter where it is, it's still has the same root cause. And those are upgrades that we can make that can actually make a tremendous difference in your body. So it's paying attention to those things. And I like to teach too that Janice just mentioned the front of the label, but it's turning it over. And a lot of times people's eyes just go to the nutrition. So looking at the macronutrients. So it's only this many calories or this many grams of fat and this much protein, but let's drop down into the ingredient label. And that's where all of the important information lies. So I really live in the space of if it has more than 5 ingredients, it's going to be really challenging for your body to metabolize that. And then what are those top 5 ingredients? Because those top 5 ingredients are the top 5 that are in that product, right? It goes from top to bottom. So what is the last ingredient is what it has less of. What is the first ingredient is what it has most of. So for example, if your first ingredient is sugar, you better believe that there's majority of that product has sugar in it.
So
it's
just important to be able to, sorry, that's me.
That ingredient list and be able to pronounce it. I'm sure you guys have heard this and maybe you say it to your family already. I laugh. I remember my oldest who just turned 21. I remember him trying so hard in a grocery store to pronounce some of those words. And I'm like, yeah, you lose. Like it's not working out for you. Your phonics is not coming into play for you. You cannot pronounce that. You should not put that in your body. It's the biggest thing.
So oils, peanut butter. So virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil is great.
You know, I just noticed at Costco that we've got the virgin olive oil that's in the plastic.
I know.
And I started buying the one in the glass.
Yeah, such a good move.
And I think it's new. I think the glass one is new. It's called something different, but
it could be. Yeah, that's a really good point. So
let's talk about plastics
and talk about microplastics that we're literally finding them inside of the body. So think about that if whatever it is that you're consuming is sitting inside of that plastic bottle, that typically, especially here in Arizona, that bottle gets heated. And so that's always permeating, right? It's leaching into the food that you're ingesting. So that's another really great upgrade is making sure that things that you're purchasing on a daily, weekly basis or consuming on an ongoing basis actually comes in glass and not plastic. One of the tests, so bring me back if I rabbit trail because I'm really good at that. But one of the tests that I run in my practice that I love is called a total tox test. And what it does.
Ew.
Oh, she's got green.
Ew. Should we show them? Okay. I'll try to tip this upside down. I was trying to figure out and just getting on my phone with it, but that did not work. So Miranda, tell me. Okay, let me get my. Okay. Oh yeah, I can see. I think you can see it.
So you see
right there.
Right there. Yeah.
Right.
So
look at these little boogers down there. Not only is color, but there's like these little bluish greenish specks.
They're specks, yeah. So that's the start of not only lymphatic system, and I typically see this, the green is something gross. Someone just said the green is something that it is gross. It gets really gross too. So stay tuned. Don't leave. If you're watching on the replay, even if you don't want to listen to me, fast forward to the very end so you can see what this looks like. It's good.
And remember, I'm not the only one. Yes, please.
Yeah, I know.
Come try it yourself.
I was gonna say this is so normal. So we'll typically see green, and then towards the end, we'll start to see sludgy like blackness. So,
and will you kind of tell us what?
Yeah. So what's starting here is not like that lymphatic system, right? Is just starting, and that is our master. Like that's moving toxins. If the lymphatic system is not moving, we are not moving toxins. And then for those of you that are fitness professionals, lymphatic system does not have a pump to it, right? Our cardiovascular system does. Our lymphatic system does not. So we actually have to stimulate it ourselves. And being fitness professionals, that's exactly what you are doing for people is helping their lymphatic system to stimulate because that happens with walking and rebounding. We could do dry brushing. foot detoxes. Castor oil packs actually stimulate the lymphatic system. So there are ways that we can stimulate our lymphatic system ourselves, but exercise is one of the best ways to make sure that our lymphatic system is stimulating. And that is the body's sewage system. So if your sewage is
What it
backed
looks
up,
like is sewage right now. Look at all those bubbles coming in
look
there.
even better too.
Can't
Okay,
wait.
so what are bubbles? Typically, bubbles will be lymphatic, but then when they get to be big bubbles, I can tell that that person probably has a fungal yeast issue, which about everybody does. And then when it gets green and black, that's gallbladder and liver, which I see on everybody. Because again, if we're stimulating the lymphatic system, we're stimulating toxins to move out. We are also stimulating the liver.
So you
to filter.
This is just a regular bucket and we put a plastic bag in there. But this hookup you've got, you have it in your office.
This is the one I have in my office.
Yeah. And you sell these things too. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or people come to you and then you analyze?
Yeah. So I have a chart that we go through so that people always want to know what's happening now. And again, the more orange it is, that's oxidative stress. So those are toxins. Unless somebody sticks with it for the long term, we typically see people will have about the same colors. And then as they keep going, I can see their progress in colors. Like they'll have more changes.
I'm wondering if there's a smell
At the end.
You can't
It kind of smells like metal at the end, which is really interesting because again, we're getting rid of heavy metals, which is everywhere in our environment. And I was starting to talk about, the tox burden test. Okay. So I just got one back. I just reviewed with parents yesterday, a tox burden test. There is a teenager, 20, I guess she's not, young adult, and she's at college and they found black mold in her apartment. And she actually has really bad acne. So that a lot of time, that's a presentation of the liver having a lot of toxins and the gut microbiome being imbalanced. So I said, listen, we need to run mycotoxins just to see how big the toxic load is. But for $80 more, let's just go ahead and do environmental and chemical as well. And she has elevations of BPA, which I see almost across the board. So where is that coming from? And that's to piggyback on the plastics, right? The BPA. The body stores that, and that is a toxic burden. And what a lot of times what I talk about is everybody has a different threshold of what their body can really handle for toxicity. So Janice maybe can handle more than I could handle. And so she might be able to be in the same environment and not have the same symptoms or effect.
Yeah.
Whereas my body might become symptomatic in the same environment sooner. And that's just because that's her genetics, not mine. She's detoxing maybe better than me because perhaps.
Maybe I'm just better than you.
Probably.
That's not true.
Probably is.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was going to say, so to review, we've got food upgrades and then moving over to glass, not only with talking about what do you store your food in too?
Yeah.
And getting rid of those plastics.
I mean, what the Tupperware days, she gone.
Yeah, and making sure that if you are using plastic, never heat it.
I was gonna say, don't put it in the dryer.
The dryer.
I mean,
it's the plastics in dryer.
The dishwasher.
Dishwasher and microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
Is it okay to put I use glass when I bring my lunch to work every day? I'm just showing off here. The glass container.
Yeah.
But is it okay to have a plastic top?
I mean, there's not very many of them that sell it with the glass tops, but it's ideal, obviously, if you can have glass all around. But that's definitely an upgrade with going from plastic.
You know what my biggest problem is, though? And this is another chapter, another
you lose your lids?
Yes.
Me too. I can't find my lids.
I can't find my lids. They're the other sock.
They're in the same. I was gonna say they're in the same hole with the water bottles and the socks.
Okay, it's getting drudgy.
Not too bad.
Good.
Not too bad. Very orangey. So orange is.
And we'll show you in a couple minutes.
And it's oxidation. So you guys know what oxidation is? Those are free radicals, and that's what we're breathing in. We're putting in our skin. We're breathing it in. We're ingesting it on a daily basis, and oxidation causes cellular aging. So the more that but we all do it from the moment, even in utero, we're going through oxidation. Like the moment we take our first breath, oxidation begins, and that's the aging process. What we want to do is we want to slow down that process as much as we can. And how we slow it down is by getting rid of toxins. That's what slows down the aging process, because toxins dirty cells. So as much as we can clean up that cellular health by getting rid of toxins, the more we preserve our own health.
All right.
Yeah.
So if anyone has any questions, put it in the chat, or you can even unmute yourself before we go on to laundry room.
No, let's stay in the kitchen for just a minute.
Okay,
because
let's stay in the kitchen.
I'm very passionate about the cleaning products that we use as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
We touched on this last time, but we
Yeah.
didn't get.
And there's no reason to spend money on fancy cleaning products. Vinegar, lemon, baking soda does an amazing job. I don't know if I said this the other day when we were on. It reminds me of a story. I was at Home Goods and I was buying towels. Did I tell the story?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I was buying some bamboo all natural towels, and when I was checking out, the lady said, "Oh, these are so soft." And I said, "I know, that's what I loved about them. They're so soft." And I said, "I hope they stay that way." And she said, "Well, they will stay that way." This is switching to the laundry room. They will stay that way.
If you use Tide.
I've been using Downy since I was a kid, and it keeps everything so amazing and so soft. And I said, "Oh yeah, I don't use Downy." And she says, "What?"
Did you give her a lecture in the Home Goods?
Okay, I stayed quiet, but I could leave my business card. And and she said, "I've been using it for 50 years. I'm 60 some years old, and for 50 years I've been using it." And I said, "Huh," because I decided not to engage in conversation. And so it got quiet for a second. And then she said, "Well, then what do you use?" And I said, "Well, I make my own, actually." And she said,
What a nerd.
"Time for that." And I said, "Well, you'd be surprised. I've actually timed it, and it only takes me 5 minutes to make one of my cleaning supplies that I use." So you guys, it actually is easier than what you know. All you need is your recipe and to go and get the items that you need. And it's super, super fast to make your cleaning supplies. I buy my glass bottles off of Amazon, and then they come with labels. And then I label it all purpose. I label it bathroom. And I specifically utilize those products for those things. And I do it all naturally. And I don't have any issues or problems.
So can you quickly tell us what this your Downy recipe?
No, you have to come to my workshop.
Oh, you have to come to her workshop, which
telling
is
you.
Friday at 4 p.m. Creating a low tox lifestyle, simple steps for a healthier home and body. Oh, you gotta sign up for Fitness Fest.
I will give you so many recipes.
my
when you come. I have
goodness,
an entire
yeah.
PDF for you guys. Not to say that you have to go and upgrade every single thing right now, but if you can take one thing a week that you make a decision that you're going to do, and
What's more important? People say they don't have time for this.
They do.
It's like, we do.
You do. You do. It's 5 minutes. It really is so very easy for me to make my own cleaning products.
If we keep in the kitchen, because my daughter Tara,
Yeah.
and she is like you, like very organic sheets and
Crunchy.
and mattresses and
Yeah.
and she saw me. She was with us a couple weeks ago when she saw me just rinse my blueberries. Organic, thank God. And she goes, "Oh, I'm not eating them." I'm like, I saw how you. So she soaks all her vegetables and all her fruit.
And baking soda.
Maybe I thought she used vinegar and water, and I
Okay,
think she
good.
soaks them for a period of time.
Yeah, it's great, and it does definitely. It definitely cleans them for sure. I ozonate mine.
Maybe she does that too. I don't know. But
it's a very small
is that a
investment.
secret too?
No, I don't know how much my ozonator costs. $80 maybe.
Oh, okay. That's a thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's an ozonator, and it kills parasites and viruses and bacteria.
Maybe
and
she's got one. I know she's got all those filters on her sinks.
The best thing. It's the
that
best
funky
thing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other piece. If we're going to talk about being in the kitchen, I am uber passionate about water. I actually just made an Instagram post that I haven't posted yet, but
Make sure you follow Stephanie. What's your
Stephanie Kroon?
It's Kreun.
Yeah.
Stephanie Kroon.
And
she always is posting tips. I think you were the one who posted the tips, like what used to be in our peanut butter and what is now. right?
Maybe.
Wasn't that you?
Yeah,
Recently? Yeah.
Yeah. And water is what we're consuming the most of on a daily basis, and it's got to be clean. And I think, well, I can speak for everybody, but a lot of my clients think that the fridge is enough, the fridge filter is enough, and it's not. It is not cleaning out enough. And then you guys, here's a great resource. So I love EWG, which is environmentalworkersgroup.org. And you can go there and they have what's called a water database, and you type in your zip code. And when you type in your zip code, it will tell you for your area what the highest level of heavy metals are and how much contamination is there and at what times that is allowable. But one of the biggest things, and actually supposedly we're supposed to be getting a change to this very soon, is that there's fluoride in our water. And we have been taught that fluoride is good and it's good for us. And I'm here to debunk that and say that it is not. And fluoride actually blocks your thyroid from bringing in iodine. And I am very much not in favor of fluoride. And that's one thing that's in our water. And so making sure that you have a really great filter that's filtering out the chlorine, that's filtering out the microplastics and forever chemicals. Did you guys know that? Forever chemicals are chemicals that live forever because they do not biodegrade. They will not break down. And so these chemicals are seeping into our water supply, and then we're ingesting those. So we have to have a
Sounds
really,
delicious,
really
right?
good filtration system
Yeah.
in place.
Yeah.
We have to.
I think it's time to look at my feet.
Let's do it.
Should we take them? Just look at the feet, or am I ready to take them out? Yeah, no, probably.
No. We got
It's gonna get worse, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So the water's dirtier for sure.
Can you see it? Is that a good angle?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're
good.
starting to see some of the green coming around in here. And so that's going to be more of the liver gallbladder. And then just the darkness. Those are just,
Very dark
again,
now.
that's just oxidation, right? We're just
I mean, it's
pulling out.
darker by the thingamajigger, huh? The water's like, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. The
Can you guys
microcurrent.
all see that?
Yep.
Okay. There you go.
Dark sludgy water.
Oh, okay. It, by the way, it doesn't feel any different.
Yeah.
As far as it doesn't
Feel like
feel
you're
like
soaking your feet.
it doesn't feel like I'm in dirt. I mean, I know that I am, but it doesn't feel doesn't feel gross.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I know that it is, but it doesn't feel it.
Yeah.
In case you guys are wondering that. Any Q&A before we're gonna wrap it up in a few minutes. We're gonna go laundry room, what we kind of talked about down.
Yeah.
And I wish you would have ripped that lady in the hose wash, man.
I know. I hope
Sorry for any of you who use Downy.
here's the thing I hope for is that just having that conversation planted a seed
Yeah,
for her
yeah.
to be curious. Right. I love that word curious. That's upgrade and curious. I say a lot to my clients. Let's just stay curious about that. Because when we remain curious, we remain open
Mhm.
to education, and we become open to what's out there. And could it be a possibility that that's something that we're learning about today? That is something that can be an upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of us, I mean, I used to use Tupperware just to sell it, for God's sakes, back in the
I can see that.
gee, thanks, the Tupperware lady. Way.
They made great money way back then too.
And the glass upgrades and my peanut butter
Yeah.
whole upgrade.
I mean, processed foods as a whole.
Yeah, of course.
Getting rid
Yeah,
of the dyes.
a lot of things. Yeah. So how about bathroom?
Yeah, bathroom's a big one. So I'm a fan of, I actually empower my kids to do this because they're at that age. Mom, I need this, or can I buy this product? I don't know, can we? So they're all technology. Everybody's technology based at this point in time. And there's really great apps that have a QR scan, and you can scan the actual product. Not every single product is uploaded into these databases, but a lot of them are. And so you can actually scan it. And like EWG, for example, will do 0 to 10.
And Whitney put that in the chat, by the way, ewg.org.
And EWG has the scanner, and so does Think Dirty. And I like Think Dirty.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel
Trevor
like
used to talk about that.
Yeah.
At probably the native event. Or
probably
Fitness
so.
Fest.
Fitness Fest. I think I feel like Think Dirty might have a more products but EWG, they're
So it's
always
an app.
upgrading.
Think
Yeah.
security's an
And
app,
they're
right?
free. Yep.
Mhm.
And so you scan it and it will tell you the toxicity level, and then it'll specifically tell you the ingredients that are in it that are making it more toxic. So I think that's a great way to empower not just you, but also
Your
your
family,
kids,
yeah.
right? And granted, there's some kids that are like, I don't care. Okay, but listen, if that's an 8 out of 10 of toxins that you're putting on your armpit, let's look for something that's a little bit better. Can we move into a 3? Can we move into a 2? Because we have so much absorption that happens in that armpit area. So that's a huge
So what
one.
what's your deodorant of choice?
I use Loom and
Okay.
Humble.
But not native?
I don't use Native. They got bought,
Because
right?
I use
By
native.
one of those big companies. And then I get like all
Then-
anti when a big company comes
Oh,
in.
okay.
And
So it's less about the ingredients of it, it's more about the
where I
product
want to
itself.
spend my money.
Yeah, okay.
And who
Okay.
I want to spend it with. And then the other part is our scalp, right? Our scalp has way more absorption. Scalp and armpit have the most absorption. And so our hair
My daughter,
products.
so I just stayed there a few days ago
Yeah.
and she actually, I don't know what's in her shampoo,
Okay.
but her name is especially designed for Tara. So I don't know where she got
Serious?
that. I'm serious.
Wow, that's amazing.
So there you
Never
go.
heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where she got it, but
Okay.
I stole
Okay.
some, by the way. I hope she's not watching.
Tara's special formulation is on your hair, on your scalp. Yeah, that's a really big one, is making sure that we have really good clean products on our hair too.
Yeah.
The going on
Yeah,
our
well,
scalp.
think about
face.
it going into
Yeah, into all those follicles and
Yeah.
of course and our skin too. And especially you guys, I just want to stress the importance of our teenagers and our young girls, because a lot of these products are what we call endocrine disruptors, and they mimic estrogen. And so now the body is being filled with these endocrine disruptors. And what does that mean? That's going to affect our thyroid health and our fertility, and our
Well,
hormone balance.
I mean, look at the fertility problems
I
these
know.
days. And I know there may be guys ending up listening to the call, but I mean, something that maybe we didn't think about back then is, your tampons and your pads and all that.
It's a big one.
Read what they're actually like perfumed and scented
Yes.
and all that stuff.
Well, and not only that, let's talk about cotton for just a minute, and the fact that it's one of the top crops that is genetically modified, sprayed with herbicides and pesticides. So now we have the cotton that's being sprayed with all the glyphosate, and we're inserting that inside of us and for a long periods of time. And that glyphosate is just being exposed. We're being exposed for a long period of time. So that's the biggest concern about utilizing the female hygiene products or
Yeah. Stuff that maybe some of you have or have not thought about. So
going organic, using organic tampons. There are other options too, organic pads.
Yeah.
Because that's an incredibly sensitive area that we're putting chemicals into.
Yeah. Think about that. Hey, we're got to look at the feed again. We've got to wrap it up. We want to respect everybody's time. We've touched on the rooms. We're going to touch on it a lot more. If you sign up for Fitness Fest and you sign up for Stephanie's Creating a Low Lifestyle Simple Tips, you're going to give us recipes
Oh yeah.
for the Downy.
Yes.
And probably a lot of other cleaning products and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be great. You're also doing a GLP-1 lecture at Fitness Fest, and it's fitnessfest.org/FF25. You can cite, we're now selling by the workshop, not just a full weekend. So we just added that, and it's only $49. So
Nice.
you're limited though, because you're going to be so popular. So you'll probably sell out in just a minute or two. So this has been great. Lots more. We're going to look at my feet. We're going to talk about it for a minute or so. We are also we're looking at doing these 2 times a week. They're always going to be recorded on this Friday at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're talking to one of our other Fitness Fest presenters, Jen Gerasimus, and she's talking about cultivating the right mindset for success. So whether it's business or life, and so that'll be a great topic. And this is their first time at Fitness Fest. You'll get to meet her. And so
Perfect.
that's funny. Dr. Dan Ritchie's going to be on next Wednesday. So we'll give you a whole lineup, and we'll use the same link. But if you're on our list, we'll keep reminding you. And if you can hop on, or if you can watch the recording, that's great. So what else did we want to talk about? I guess we'll look at my, oh God in heaven. So now it's been in, now it's,
20
no, it's 35. It's been in
Okay.
for a solid 35 minutes.
Okay.
So, and that's, you said it was, should be about 35 minutes.
35 to 40 minutes. Yeah.
So thanks for hopping on, Nancy. You probably want to see my feet one more time. Can you see it? Can you guys see the water?
You guys can see some of the green that's here. That's like gallbladder, liver, and then just the darkness of it is again that oxidation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's, look at that color. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, that was 35 minutes. And anything else you want to say about this dirty water in my toxic body?
It's normal, just so you know, this is normal. And the more you do this, the deeper the cleansing gets. And
So are you saying people should probably do this on a regular basis to take the
Absolutely.
toxins out of your body?
yes, and that's why I love this
Mhm.
machine too, because it's affordable and it's something. So if I have people that are coming to me multiple times to do this, because I have people that love this. I actually had a text message from a client that was like, wow, I was absolutely exhausted afterwards, which was interesting because you never know how the body's going to respond. And then woke up the next day, she was full of energy.
Oh.
She slept great that night, but she had to go to bed pretty quick. She was wiped out.
This will get me out of making dinner, I think.
Ooh, nice. But not takeout.
No, I
No.
wouldn't think of it.
No.
I
So
already got my plan.
good because you meal planned and prepped in her glass dishes and bowls.
Yes. Well, not that far, but I
So-
got my salmon and I'm all set. Yeah.
Yeah, good. So that client specifically had reached out again and wanted to come back in. And I said, listen, why don't you buy one of these machines? Because yes, you can come back in and see me, but obviously she really likes it. She likes how she feels. I'd rather empower her to be home and to be able to do this herself.
Regularly. Yeah.
So you sit on your couch, you've got the bucket and you pop it right in. It's super easy. I have one, I think I had posted this too. So I have a dual machine. I have it here. So you can do two people at the same time. So I'll say to my husband's date night. Here we go.
Okay. Can you imagine Harry doing that?
Oh my gosh. Let's do it. And so we'll sit there and watch a show and we're both at our feet.
Isn't that the cutest thing? Right, date night. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna sign off. We're gonna see Stephanie at Fitness Fest. We'll see you on Friday, but you've got a new course you're starting
Yes.
next, I think Wednesday, isn't it?
Oh, I have a weight release challenge. Yeah, that starts next Wednesday, but you have to be local to participate because
You're doing some in-person
we're
stuff.
doing it all in person. And
Where
we're
else can they get in touch with you besides Instagram?
my website is restorativehealthandnutrition.com. And you can actually set up a free discovery call right from there or set up an appointment and we can talk more in depth
She's
about your health
just a
concerns.
wealth of information. And if you don't remember any of that, I hope you know how to get in touch with me. Thank you, Whitney, for posting that. But you can always get in touch with me or and I, Stephanie and I talk regularly and I certainly know how to track her down. So great.
One thing I will say, if any of you want to dive deeper into your health and you're not sure where to start with blood work.
Yes.
Start with blood work. Typically, though, I will say that
Mhm.
most physicians do not do a deep enough panel. So I'm gonna actually that would be a really good post.
That-
Is I have a PDF of what to ask for on your blood labs. So I'll post that in the upcoming week.
That's great.
That people could have that and be an advocate for yourself, be an advocate for your health. I will tell you, symptoms are communication from your body. So pay attention to the symptoms that you have. Know that they're there for a reason. They want to be noticed. They want you to take notice. Blood labs means that something is already happening. So if you're feeling a certain way and the doctor's saying your blood looks great.
Don't get me started on the blood work. And you're the one who recommended full panel. And I used to have a doctor said, no, I can't order that for you. No, that's not necessary. No, that and no. And then now between you, what I use is Stephanie and my practitioner, my primary together, because my primary I don't agree with a lot of things my primary says, but luckily I had that primary who agreed to all that blood work that you recommended, and it all got covered by insurance.
Yep.
Where so you
And
do
you found
have
out
to be
more
an advocate.
information. You found out
So
deeper,
much
more information.
Not all that I wanted to find out, but like what's more important than finding out all about yourself and trying to fix yourself and leading a good quality of life. So
Absolutely.
that would be also another great topic
Yeah.
to talk about what to ask for, because
Oh,
I
I'd
don't
love
know.
to share that with you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. All right, Stephanie.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Stephanie. And we're
Hope
going to
to see
push
you.
stop. Hope to see you at Fitness Fest or this Friday.